Hi, I'm Nick Thalhammer. Hi, I'm Nick Thalhammer. I'm Nick Thalhammer. My name is Nick Thalhammer. I'm Nick Thalhammer, owner of Cincinnatus Insurance. "10 years of Cincinnatus. Action!" Hi, I'm Nick Thalhammer with Cincinnatus Insurance. So that's me when I'm all like hyped up. So this is normal me. Hi, I'm Nick Thalhammer with Cincinnatus Insurance. I moved to Cincinnati to attend Xavier University. I went to a Jesuit high school, and that's kind of how I heard about Xavier, but let's get honest. March Madness, that's where I heard about Xavier. I visited Cincinnati. I really like the city, a lot of similarities to Cincinnati as St. Louis. So it was kind of checking all those boxes. I waited as long as possible to declare a major. And then I said, let's do finance, because I'm good with numbers, but accounting was a little too boring. Eventually, that's what kind of led me to get into insurance. I got licensed 100% on my own, and I started off with Farmers Insurance. But I only sold one policy for farmers, my own auto and home. And while I was going through training, I remember starting to ask questions about being an independent agent. And after the first year, I made $18,000. Which I think is like poverty level. So I knew it would just keep building on that. And then, I doubled my income the next year and just kept building. And I was really trying to get to a six-figure income and have the freedom and flexibility that I always wanted. At the time, my girlfriend, now wife, was pregnant. And so while I was going through that transition, I had a baby on the way. And then I was engaged as well. So I was pretty freaked out, because everything that I had built the last 5 years was potentially just gonna fall apart. I knew how to be an insurance agent at that point, but I did not know anything about, well, how do you run an insurance agency? How do you hire people? How do you get appointments with carriers? I had the insurance part down, but all that other stuff, I was like a fish out of water. I was like, I need more help driving more revenue so I could eventually hire some help. And so my friend Chris joined me, and it was just the two of us, and that's kind of how Cincinnatus got its start the first year or two. After that, I was like, man, this is starting to become a company. We need more help. And that's when I found Rachel Rice.
When I met Nick the first time, he had a ton of energy. He was extremely passionate. I could tell that this company was his baby and that he needed help.
When she joined us, it was then like, oh my goodness, we actually have like a little company here.
I never felt overwhelmed in the atmosphere. It was always a calm atmosphere. I knew that Nick and Chris both were gonna help me, and I felt comfortable knowing that I could learn this. It would just take a minute.
And then we grew so much once Rachel was added, I decided I needed to hire again. I can't remember if it was right before, right after, it might have been during the pandemic, is when I found our now marketer, Gina.
I was so motivated to work with him that I tried to convince him that I was a salesperson. So I was like, yeah, I can do sales. I didn't know what sales was.
But Gina was like perfect for the marketer position.
Nick is super energetic, he's super bubbly, he's in your face. He's unapologetically him, which are all things that I am.
And I knew at the time Rachel was starting to get a little overwhelmed with service and that she needed help. She was also evolving as a great salesperson as well. So that's when I found my guy, Joe.
Small team, but growing. So I saw there's a lot of opportunity here to grow along with the agency.
And so Joe Peters has been with us for about two years now.
Definitely made me feel like I could work with this guy. I definitely need someone who has a lot of energy so I can feed off of that.
And Joe has taken so much off of Rachel's plate that Rachel has morphed into an amazing salesperson and is really my right-hand man, right-hand gal. And she basically can do everything that I can do.
Fast forward 7 years almost, I feel like I can quote an insurance policy in my sleep.
We're getting ready to hit our 10-year anniversary here, and we grew so much the last year or two ever since Joe joined us. I was like, we need to expand even more.
Hi, we're the newbies.
We found Nicole Macon, who came from American Family, so she's joined us, been with us for a couple of months. And along the way, we found a new sales advisor as well. So Susie Redding also joined us about 2 months ago, came from State Farm, and has really taken a lot off my plate to increase our capacity to sell more. I really like being able to give back. This career has done so much for me. I want to see all my employees continue to thrive and evolve, but I also will like giving back to our community. So every time that we get a referral, we donate money to local charities and nonprofits. So I used to donate a couple $100 every quarter, and now it's like $1,000+ I feel like every single quarter. And as we continue to grow, seeing those numbers continue to escalate, seeing Rachel's careers take off and Gina's and everybody on my team, it's just been really fulfilling. So many different ways. I'm so grateful to the insurance industry, my whole team. I work with my brothers and sisters. Insurance is boring. Insurance is boring, but you want somebody that you can trust. You want to know who you're working with, because at the end of the day, it's still a relationship business. So that's kind of my story. I mean, it's kind of crazy to look back and see how much we have grown. I remember before I started my job at Farmers Insurance, and I remember looking at my front door and staring at my front door, and I said, Nick, just keep working on this a little bit every single day. And that was at the time where, I was like broke, I had nothing, I was just getting into insurance, and I can remember it to this day. That was 15 years ago, even though Cincinnatus has been around 10. And to look at what has transpired since then is kind of mind-boggling. So to think where we might be in another 10 years from now, that's pretty exciting to think about.